Hey everyone, on this video I'm going to teach you all about the exploration stats in Where Winds Meet and how to efficiently level them up. You'll need these exploration stats to equip higher levels of gear in different types of gear, as well as unlocking exploration skills. Interesting skills like being able to talk to animals and showing the nearest chest on your minimap. So, in order to check out your exploration stats, open your menu, go to Develop. Under Current Build, you'll see Details. Click that, and then you'll need to go down a tab, which will take you to your Exploration Attributes. Now, what's important here is your total aspiration attributes. For this character, it's 829. And what this is just all of these exploration stats below added together. So, once again, this character has 829. The reason that's important is because if we go over to our exploration skills, you'll see there's 3 tiers of exploration skills, and they unlock at 200, 400, and 600 total aspiration attributes. Now, just because you unlock those skills doesn't mean that you earn them. You'll still need to go to each individual skill and look at the exploration stats that they require. So like Treasure Seeker, for example, you need 75 Perception and 75 Elegance. We have that, so we have that skill, but we're still needing more Musicality to unlock Mystic Recovery. But yeah, that's how you unlock these exploration skills, and there's some interesting ones in here. Treasure Seeker is the one that shows your nearest treasure chest on the minimap. Animal Whisperer lets you talk to animals. Healer's Edge will help you in healing mode. Thousand Hands makes it so Celestial Seas is more likely to be successful when stealing items. Shadow Theft makes it so you're less likely to be caught if Celestial Seas fails. And there's a bunch of other interesting skills to acquire in here as well. So let's go back to our exploration attributes, and we'll talk about each one of these attributes and how best to level them up. So our first exploration stat is Resolve. There's 2 ways to increase it. I would recommend starting with Medeo cards. That is a game that can be played in Blissful Retreat. It's a little card icon on the world map. If you've progressed the story enough, you may need to play this in the dream sequence of Blissful Retreat. But regardless, it'll be there, and it's a little hard to get the hang of initially, but it's a very simple game. You're basically just telling the other players how many cards of a certain number that you have. Like, I have 4 7s, for example, and you can lie and call other players out on their lies as well. I would recommend actually mostly telling the truth, lying here and there maybe, but it's much easier to just call out the other players lying because they're usually very obvious. They'll say something like, I have 6 5s. That isn't the case. You call them out and they will suffer as a result, and then you can usually get a pretty easy win. And for beating them, you're going to get 7 Resolve. Now, the other way to increase your Resolve is with Pitch Pot. On the world map, you'll see Pitch Pot as kind of like a vase icon. It's a straightforward game. Keep your little indicator in the circle until it fills and press the button and beat your opponent. And each time you win in Pitch Pot, that'll give you 2 Resolve. So our next exploration stat is Elegance, and this is one that you can boost really, really quickly. The first way to increase it is by tasting new foods, and I'm going to keep this simple by just talking about the first major area, which is called Qingha. So in Qingha, there are 5 food stalls that you can visit. 2 are in Heaven's Pier, 1 in Harvest Fall Village, 1 in Mercy Heart Town, and another in Fine Steed Hamlet. Go to these food stalls, buy the 2 food items that they have, eat those food items, and you will get 10 Elegance. Then, another way that you can increase your Elegance is by petting kittens that are found all throughout the world. There's a ton of them. However, there are 2 locations that have a bunch of kittens that you should visit right away. The first is in Jadebrook Mountain, right near the border of Bodhi Sea. There's a guy named Bodhi. He's surrounded by 6 cats. You want to pet all 6 of those cats for an easy 6 Elegance. Then you want to head over to the Meow Meow Temple, which has an additional 8 cats in that area. So that's 14 Elegance you can get from petting those cats very, very quickly. Next up, we have Perception. Now, there's no real shortcuts for increasing your Perception. You'll just have to grind this one out. One way that you can increase it is with oddities, specifically Whisper Hives and Enchanting Lotus. Whisper Hives are the beehives. You'll shoot them with a fire arrow, and then you can collect them. The enchanting lotus are purple flowers. There will be purple butterflies nearby that you need to take down, and then you can collect the lotus. Each one of those oddities will give you 1 perception. You can also do archery competitions. On the world map, you'll see an archery target with an arrow in it. Go to that person and beat them in the archery competition, and I believe you have to get the highest rank, which will give you 1 perception. Now, this is our first exploration stat that is actually necessary for equipping gear, and that is going to be specifically your bows and your thumb rings. Now, this character has a crappy bow and thumb ring, so it only requires 5 perception, but the higher level bows will require more like 30. So just keep that in mind. You actually need to increase that exploration stat in order to get better bows and thumb rings. Our next stat is coordination, and just like the previous stat, you can't really do any shortcuts for this one. You just have to grind it out. You can increase it with oddities, specifically the red mist beetles and the iron wing mantises. The red mist beetles are always above these like red glowing mushrooms, and they'll be high up in the air. You need to jump up to collect them. And the iron wing mantis will just be flying around. Once they stop moving, you can observe them and then follow them to the next location where you can capture them, and each one of those is going to give you 1 coordination. Now, this second way it shows to increase coordination is a lie. As far as I can tell, you can click this, it'll highlight an area in Encircling Lake, but nobody that I know of has found the mysterious manual. It doesn't seem to actually exist, so I don't think that this is a way to increase coordination. You really only have the oddities. Now, this is another stat that is required for gear, so if we go check out our gear, coordination is going to be required for our helmets and our greaves. And you can see for this epic helmet, it requires 50 coordination. So you need quite a bit. You'll need to level up this stat to use the best helmets and greaves that you can find. Our next stat is intelligence, which you can increase by doing the Gift of Gab minigame. On your world map, you'll see sort of like a dialogue bubble icon. Go there and you can do the Gift of Gab minigame, and if you defeat your opponent, you will get 2 intelligence. Now, Gift of Gab is usually pretty easy. The opponents aren't too difficult, but if you are struggling, you can actually increase your scholar profession, which will make you much more efficient in the Gift of Gab minigame. So just keep that in mind. If you need a little boost, work on that profession. Now, the second way to increase your intelligence is with Riddle, but that's in the Kaifeng area, and we're just talking about Qinghua for new players. I don't want to confuse anyone on this guide, so we're not going to talk about that. Next up, we have Musicality. Now, there are oddities that will increase your Musicality, but those are in Kaifeng, so we're not going to talk about those. In Qinghua, the only way to increase it is with Graceful Melody. On your world map, you'll see an icon for an instrument. Go there and you can do this like Guitar Hero minigame. Now, if you're bad at the minigame, you can actually cheat it. You can press all of the buttons at the same time whenever the note's in the correct position, and you will not be punished for the incorrect note presses. So that'll make the game significantly easier. I assume they're going to fix that at some point, but at least for now, if you struggle with the minigame, you can do that. And every time you get the highest rank, which is Lingering Echoes, you will earn 5 Musicality. Next up, we have Constitution. Now, this has 2 ways to be increased as well, but one of them is technically in Kaifeng. It's wrestling. We're not going to cover that. For Qinghua, you'll need to clear out outposts. On your world map, you'll see a red tower icon. You go to that location, you clear out all the enemies, and you loot the chest, and you will get 5 Constitution. And this is going to be another stat that is required for gear. It's a very important stat, actually. If we look at our gear, it's going to be needed for both our weapons, armor, and our bracers. And you can see this tier 61 epic gear requires 50 Constitution. And if you clear out all of the outposts in Qinghua, you will end up with 50 Constitution. So if you're just in Qinghua, not doing the wrestling, you'll need to clear out all of them to equip that epic tier 61 gear. Our next stat is Erudition. This is another one without any real shortcuts. You can increase this in 2 ways. The first way is universal harmony. You'll find these yellow butterflies in the world. Follow the yellow butterflies and you get a nice little cutscene with some text, and that'll give you 2 erudition. The other way to increase it is with Meow Meow challenges. On the world map, you'll see a little bag icon with a paw print. Go there, Meow Meow will be hanging out, interact with the red sword, and you'll need to either solve a puzzle or collect will-o-wisps within a certain amount of time, and completing that challenge will give you a single erudition. Now, erudition is yet another stat that is required for equipping gear, and that gear is going to be your discs and your pendants. And once again, you're going to need quite a bit of erudition, 50 for the epic tier 61 gear, but it's pretty easy to get erudition. There are a lot of Meow Meow challenges to complete in the world, so you really shouldn't have an issue leveling this one up, but you do have to grind it because there's really no shortcuts. Next up, we have memory. This can be increased in 2 ways, but one of them is in Kaifeng. Disguise, we're not going to talk about that one. In Qingha, you increase this by healing NPCs. So on the world map, you'll see an outline of like a person's head as the icon. Go there and successfully heal their ailment, and you will get 2 memory. And if you're struggling to heal people, you can always increase your healer profession, and that will make the minigame significantly easier. Our next stat is mindset. There's 3 ways to increase this one, and I have a tip to get a good initial boost on this one, and that is with oddity collection. The oddity that will increase your mindset is dagger generals. They're found in piles of pots or stones. You break the objects, and then the dagger general is there to be collected. However, there are locations in Qingha, 4 of them to be exact, that have 3 dagger generals at them. So I'm showing those locations on the video right now. I would recommend going to all 4 of those locations, and that'll give you 12 dagger generals really quickly for 12 mindset. After you've collected those instances of the 3 dagger generals, then I would focus on the fishing contests. So on the world map, you'll see an icon of somebody with a fishing pole. Go to that person, and you can do the fishing contest with them, and you just need to catch the target fish before they do. It'll tell you the bait that you need to use, and you just have to quickly catch those fish. Completing the fishing contest will give you 3 mindset. Now, the third way to increase your mindset, I've never actually done. Apparently, there's like items in the game that will give you the spellbound ailment, and if you cure somebody that has spellbound, another player, you'll apparently get some mindset. But I've never done that. I don't know how much mindset it gives. And honestly, you don't need it. You can get the stat easily with oddities and fishing, so I wouldn't bother with that. Okay, that takes us to our final exploration stat, which is ambition. And all this stat is your level. Whatever your level is, that's what your ambition is. Its only purpose is to contribute to your total aspiration attributes. It does nothing else. So that's it. That's all of the exploration stats. That's how exploration skills work and how you unlock them. That's how the exploration stats feed into like gear that you can equip. It's got a lot to it, and there's some interesting things that you can get as a result of increasing your exploration stats. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.